YouTube, what up? It's that guy again. Coming at you with another quick vid, and I just wanted to explain a little bit of my thinking and science when it came to honing my skills with my backyard grow. Now, usually in my videos I would say that I don't want big plants, I don't want tall plants, because in my previous years of growing marijuana, the plants would be too tall. Like I've said, I want to be able to look over the tops of my plants to see what's going on with the flowers, if there's mold going on anywhere. And not only that, but when I get to lollipopping, my plants would be way up here out of range. And the lollipopping, there would be like 3 or 4 feet of exposed branches from all the lollipopping. So my science was to have smaller plants and the lollipopping be maybe 1 or 2 feet, 1, 2, 2.5 feet, not 3 or 4 feet. It just seems like a waste of a plant, and the nutrients in the food, would take so far to travel up to the plant, up to the flowers. That was my science. And also with this soil was to jam and pack that soil with all the nutrients that it needs for its entire cycle of life. So that's pretty much my whole thought would grow in these plants, and how I kind of honed in my approach to growing these beautiful plants was to just jam everything in that soil, not as much as I can to where it's going to burn the plant, but just to have it packed in the soil already, by building that box over there, dumping all my down to earth dry amendments, all the kitchen compost, all the grass clippings, the leaves that fell down would all go in there, get broken down. You get the natural worm castings from the worms coming up in there feeding on the leaves, on the grass, on the kitchen compost, and breaking down those minerals. So it's all packed in here, ready for the plant to take up whatever it needs, and saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, with the shortness of the plants, because the bigger the plants are, you're going to have to keep dumping food in there for whatever reason to get it to grow. The nitrogen's down, the leaves aren't green enough. You want to make sure you got enough phosphorus, potassium. You got to feed it phosphorus and potassium and all that stuff during the flower stage. Well, I eliminated all that worry by throwing everything in that soil and letting it sit in there for a good, after the season's over. So I reamend and repurpose the soil, and it sits there and it marinates. It becomes very rich. So I don't do any compost teas. I don't worry about none of that molasses, none of that. That's the stuff I used to do. Except the molasses. I never understood that, but no molasses, no salts. I didn't pH no water or anything like that. And the results speak for itself, man. They're just beautiful, beautiful plants. Beautiful, beautiful plants. And I don't have, 2, 3 feet of exposed branches from lollipopping, because I keep the plants small. So I just wanted to share some of that with y'all and my approach. And, and this is what comes from putting thought into what you're doing instead of just, going on YouTube and looking at what everybody else is doing. Because if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you're going to get the same results. Okay. You're going to get the same results. Everybody's plants are looking the same dull green. They're not looking luscious. Okay. They're not looking luscious. The color green is looking really dull. They don't really look vibrant, and then I come over here and I go outside, or, I take a look at my video and I look at my plants and I look at the color, and it's a whole different story. It's a whole different story, a whole different look over here. Maybe it's the strain, I don't know. But I've been doing this for a couple years and looking at what everybody else is doing, and it's nothing different. Y'all all are doing the same thing, pretty much. Okay, your bag of worm castings, all that, your compost teas, your molasses, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just over here like, what for, man? What for? What's the need, like I said, I'm just grown for this house, for this household. Y'all are, just a bunch of plants. I get it. If you're making rosin and pressing it and stuff like that, I get it. You're going to need quite a bit of material, but I smoke flower, man. So, this works for me. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. And we're rocking right along, man. We're rocking right along. So we'll see which one starts busting out with the cotton balls first. I'm out, y'all. God bless.